So, I saw Peppermint.
Oh.
Now, let me tell you a little story.
Okay, go ahead.
So we sit through the trailers, right? Mm-hmm. And there's some I'm just like, I don't want to fucking see this. Mm-hmm. And then it got to the point where this is the first time I've been bored by trailers in forever. I'm like, Jesus, make it end. I'm not naming names. I'm not naming the movie. I'm not naming names. There's a trailer I keep seeing everywhere. And I just want to say, fuck that movie. I don't want to see it. It looks shitty. I don't care what buzz it has. It looks bad. I hate it. I hate the trailer, and I don't want to see the goddamn movie.
What would you give the trailer?
It's not important. I will give it no platform.
Oh, fuck.
I'm just
Give
tired.
it no rating. No rating.
I've seen it before every movie, basically. And
Yeah, I know.
It's just getting on my nerves.
I know what you're talking about, and I agree. It's been in front of every fucking thing.
You know what? We're not giving it a platform by naming it.
No.
Anyway, so that's the trailers are done.
Okay.
And I'm like, it hits me as I'm about to watch this. Because I'm like kind of expecting like either a cool action movie or like a fun, shitty, but fun or hilarious action movie. Because I you know what? I think I'm going to rate this out of the out of two bombs scale.
Oh, okay.
So as I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh shit, isn't this an XTX movie? Then sure enough, you know, they show all the weird logos, and I'm like, oh no. The movie starts, and then we go. And again, it's kind of one of the bigger crimes, as you said. It's almost worse to just be kind of mediocre bad than to just really, really, you know, reach out on a limb and be like atrociously out of control bad.
Okay, well, that's unfortunate.
So I'll start off by giving it some props and what it did well.
Okay, what's that?
So the movie, of course, is a revenge flick about Jennifer Garner's family's gunned down, but everyone's corrupt. The DA and everyone lets the guys who did it go because they're part of a large, scary drug cartel. And the one thing I will say this did well is the action scenes. The action scenes were actually pretty good, and Jennifer Garner looks convincing. You know,
Really?
I was seeing shades of Sidney Bristol.
Really? Back in the good old days.
From Alias, man. It brought me back. I was like, you know what? I kind of wish she never stopped doing action.
Nice.
Yeah, so the action scenes were well choreographed. The shootouts were interesting, and they used blocking kind of interestingly. And they used blocking via car in one scene.
Really?
So literal blocking.
Yeah.
They did that pretty nicely. And the hand-to-hand stuff, there was not a lot of hand-to-hand stuff, but when it was peppered in, it was done well.
Okay.
Because this was a movie where it's like, they're like, fuck it. We're going to have the action scenes be, well, for lack of a better term, more grounded. So they were well done, and the editing wasn't crazy.
That's good.
And there's actually a couple really decent wide shots of some of the stunt work, some falls and some jumps and good shit.
Okay, nice.
You know what was weird is it struck me. I was so frustrated. I'm like, I wish this editor and this cinematographer worked on Mile 22.
Oh, yeah, because the action just was a little bit more frenzied in that, right?
In Mile 22?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just... I've thought about it, and it was just too frantic.
Yeah.
And it just, like, it was hard. It was hard fall. Indecipherable or whatever people are describing. That's a little harsh.
Okay, so...
But
good action?
It was more like you could see what was going on.
Yeah.
It wasn't hard to follow.
Competent action? Good performance from Jen?
Action-wise, sure.
Okay, yeah. Where'd this movie go wrong?
Well, let's see. It felt like giant chunks of the movie were missing. That's one thing I thought was weird. And, okay, this isn't a spoiler because it's in the trailer, but... So you know how she goes off the grid for 5 years after her family...
Is killed, yeah.
So they barely gloss over how she gained those skills.
Oh.
And there's literally almost zero full-on scenes where you see her gaining these skills.
Oh.
Now, because she's convincing enough, I was willing to kind of let it go.
Right.
But it's just, I kind of felt like, hey, that would have been nice to see.
That's unfortunate.
There's a lot of, there's cliches aplenty.
I'd imagine.
So there's a dead couple of baddies. Oh, God. Get your game face on, says his captain. Not even joking. This was in the trailer, too. But it was this is what a bad line I was having fun with. What do you want? Justice.
Oh, God.
Like, oh, no. You guys kept that. After you had the trailer run, you're like, fuck it. We're keeping it in.
God.
There's one specifically cliche thing. It's the ending. I'll get to that in just a second.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the scenes didn't really seem to build off one another.
Okay. It felt a little disjointed.
A little disjointed, but also, as I said, it felt like things were missing.
Right.
But I would say that they just kind of went from one thing to another, and it kind of felt like there's only 3 or 4 like big parts that like made a difference. Because about the hour-ish mark, if I were to guess, I was starting to get a little bored. I'm like, okay, where is this going?
Yeah.
What's the next progression? Like, how are we going to make this bigger or better? So I would say that was one of its faults. Also, a main fault, which I've sort of been discussing already, is it was kind of stuck between trying too hard to be serious and not trying hard enough to be outrageous. So it was like, it couldn't really make up its mind, because it's like, we don't want to go like full on gonzo and like be crazy and just be like, fuck it, who cares? But it's like, we're not going to make it that good. It felt almost like they're trying to play it safe when they should have made it a bigger deal.
Yeah, I get what you mean. I had another question about, like, you mentioned cliches, and that was part of the reason why I didn't see this. I was bored, man. Like, I just wanted to see something. Wow. September has been dismal. There's like nothing out. And I just,
or rather, there's gonna be almost nothing out.
Yeah, seeing the trailer for this, I'm like, I've seen this already? I get the impression that I've seen the movie already. And is it kind of like that? Because, like, the opening thing is, like, literally, that's death sentence with Kevin Bacon. The guy's, loved ones to the protagonist are killed by a gang.
I'm not saying that this is original. I wasn't expecting that. It's just,
but is it bad? Does that make it any less watchable, the fact that it's super derivative? Or
the fact that it's super derivative isn't really a problem.
Okay,
I don't
so
think.
it's like,
it's just,
it doesn't really come up.
I kind of wanted, it's just like, God damn it, can we get a normal, like, action movie that's, like, at least, like, fun bad, or, like, or just, like, fun good, anything. It's just, I don't know. I was being hopeful, and I was just like, I just wanted to see something. But I would say that's really not its problem.
Okay. Well, what is? We've talked about it, though, right? It's
well,
not.
You just kind of, you already asked that. But
yeah,
if we want to do spoilers now.
Oh, what are the spoilery? Are there spoilery problems or like problems in the story that are?
Yeah, well, they're kind of related. So number one, let's just get right down to spoilers. So it time jumps, and it's kind of weird. So it starts off, it's not present, but it's been 5 years since the murder.
Okay.
And she just kind of unceremoniously and quickly kills one of the perpetrators in a car. And then the other two guys who did it, who killed her family, I can't even. It was either so quick or shown off screen, and that's kind of what I meant by like certain chunks just felt like they're missing. It was also like, well, that was kind of quick. It's like, you can do that. You can kill them in the first act only to reveal, but really they were working for this guy and he ordered the hits. That's fine. But if you're going to do that so quickly, like, at least make those scenes a little more interesting.
Oh, okay. I get what you mean.
Like, have, like, the whole movie has to have build up, but within scenes there needs to be build up. And that was what I meant by, like, there was absolutely no build up in this. It's just like, oh, we're here. Blah, 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 shoot things. All right, we're going to talk about this. Dip, cut, snip, shoot, talk, shoot. Like, there was no, like, all right, here's what we need to do this.
Right.
And they literally show her, you know how they show that she has been training for 5 years?
How's that?
It's like the laziest thing. It's like they're in the office, like, check this out. See this video? That's her somewhere in Europe. And it's like some, like, underground MMA fight.
Oh, jeez.
Which, interestingly enough, it's underground and they're wearing gloves.
Got to be careful. Okay.
Hey, criminals care about their fighters too.
Yeah, man. Safety first.
I mean that's a nitpick. I'm just joshing you, but
Right.
it's like you couldn't have shown like a simple like I know a guy who's got a range or like something or like I know a place you can get these. They're like,
Right.
She just walks into the gun store. It's like, hey, I'm just gonna steal a bunch of guns off the wall.
I get what you mean, though. It's just there's not enough attention to detail in
No,
crafting this revenge.
exactly. It's just like she's just like goes into the store and it's just like the jackass guy just like calmly reaches out and just takes shit.
Yeah.
When he's dressed like the old guy.
Yeah.
It's like, she's just like, oh, there's the guns. And they're just like, look at this security footage. I'm like, that's kind of...
Shoplifts guns, eh?
Yeah, it's just, it kind of felt lazy and like, it felt like they cheaped out on this. And also like, let's see what else we got. Okay, there was also a twist with the cop. Is like he was working with them. It's like, no shit, I thought you showed that, or like implied that he was in the first scene.
Right.
Like this dude, you're like, I thought he was in on it too, because like the way she escapes, quote unquote, is like she's crazy. And she like tries to attack the three guys and jumps over, and it's like, we gotta take her to the mental ward. It's like, that's the worst mental ward there is. And I'm like,
What?
what the fuck is this, like Central Park and Home Alone 2?
Watch it, kid.
Yeah, doesn't get much better in here, kid. And she like comes to it and then like hits the one cop with the oxygen tank and like escapes out the back. And I don't know why she makes like a weird like she makes a weird noise when she does it, and it reminded me so much of fucking Dale Gribble in King of the Hill, like pocket sand. Like there's some good unintentional laughs. I'll give it that, because I was kind of looking for those.
Okay, so there's that, but not enough.
Not enough,
And not outrageous enough.
Yeah, there's a lot of times where I'm like, if you're gonna make a line that dumb, you might as well go all in. Like there's a part where it's shown at the beginning, and like the little time you do spend with the family, that like the daughter is part of the Firefly Scouts or like some bullshit. It's like clearly the Girl Scouts or whoever the hell, like they're like, I don't want to fucking touch this.
Right.
So the Firefly Scouts, it's like, God, I hope that's fake, because that's a goofy ass name.
Jeez. Okay.
Anyway, it's like implied that the neighbor is like a huge bitch, and then she comes back later, like she's like, Riley, and they started right with the comedic beats, like Riley, boom, punches her in the face, and then she ties her up, and then she's like, I'm gonna burn your house down with you in it. It's like, please don't. It's like, I'm just kidding, and it's just like, it felt flat. Like there's something weird about the delivery.
Weird.
But the start of it was like kind of funny, because they're like, yeah, you hate this lady, but you don't want her to kill her. And she like kind of threatens her with a gun and stuff. I'm like, what?
Well, that was another question I was going to have, is how are the supporting character performances, just the characters in general, anything?
Meh. Like all of just a boatload of meh.
Yeah.
You find this fucking woman, like says the bad guy. Game face rookie. All right, I'll make the call. And there's like the one girl who's like the FBI, and it's like, here's the one thing I didn't like. Of all the cliches that they did do, there's one they skipped out on.
Which one?
We're the FBI. We're in charge now. They're way too happy to work with each other. I'm like, what the hell is this?
Come on,
Come
man.
on, guys. It's like they
Haven't you seen Die Hard?
Yeah, it's like, come on. Not anymore. Like, this is my jurisdiction. Like,
Shame.
there's a lot of missed opportunities in that. Let's see. So I went through... The twist was weak. It's like he was working with them the whole time. So you know how I always say, anytime you can set up a hand-to-hand fight for absolutely no reason, just go for it. Reach for the stars.
Oh, yeah. Lethal Weapon.
Lethal Weapon. They had almost the exact same thing, almost the exact same scenario. They're like under an underpass, like in Skid Row, and there's like tents and shit, and there's all the homeless people around. Because that's where she's hiding out. So there's a part where it's like the main drug dealer's there, because like it's a big sting operation. She's there. It's raining. They're both there. It's like, put up your dukes. They trade like 5 blows, and I'm like, holy shit, is this it? Are they gonna do it? And then they just end it.
Oh, so another missed opportunity of building.
Oh my! It's what. Well, we've talked about this before. I don't know if we've mentioned this on the show. there's a phenomenon, people. It's what I call a Logan and the Ninjas moment. If you've ever seen The Wolverine from, what was it, 2013?
Yes, 13 or 14.
Doesn't matter. The second Wolverine movie.
Yes.
There's a part where Logan is in, it's like beautifully shot. He's in this it's a snowy night. There's pagodas in the background.
Yeah.
All of a sudden ninjas show up. They shoot a bunch of arrows at him. They all have ropes on them. You're like, oh shit. Logan, nighttime, and the ninjas. It's like, this is going to be so epic.
Cut to
a moonlit battle. And that's like, cut to, well, you captured me. It's like, what the hell is this? You just put an awesome image in my head of something cool that should have happened, and you're like, no, fuck it. That's exactly what they did. It's like, it was like an awkward, way too short fight scene. It's like a few blows were traded, and then like the cops like swarm the area or whatever. And it's like, yeah, freeze. It's like, fuck. And then they all get surrounded, and then they pull a 10 to midnight.
Oh, what's that?
You remember? You'll hear from me. So,
No,
of course.
we won't.
Yeah, exactly. So, of course, she just caps him anyway.
Oh, jeez.
But, and then they pull the classic cliche at the very end with the, well, Riley, you really messed up. Riley's her name. And, like, Captain Old Guy. Let's just call him that. Captain Old Guy's like, I'm all grizzled and old chief like, but you know what? Pat. I wish I could say it turned out better. I wonder what he did when he patted her. Did he give her the key?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Gave her the key, and that's like, dun, 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 dun. They do that, like, that, you know, that weird, like, motion blur, like, weird lens filtery shit. It's like sort of the fast cut it.
Sort of.
Yeah, it's like a music video technique.
Yeah.
There's like a lot of it in Man on Fire.
Yeah, like the weird, like, exposure-y,
shitty. Like sort of jarry camera on purpose. So that it does one of those shots with an empty handcuff. And you're like, I see what you did. You guys are clever.
Neat. Not really.
No, not really.
So this doesn't sound great. Everything I've heard so far, it's like, a little bit of a disappointment.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's just like
but good action, really.
Right. The overall is the action scenes were slick and coherently shot.
Weird.
The choreography and the stunt work, it looked good, as I said. But overall, the main problem was that some of the action scenes, which were really well done, were a little too short and sort of anticlimactic.
I get that.
That's really a word I'd use to describe a lot of parts where if you thought something cooler was going to happen, and that kind of didn't.
Sounds like that was the case with the action and with the comedy, or unintentional comedy. Didn't go far enough.
Yeah, it didn't dare to be bad enough. So, that's the main problem with the movie. It failed to go big or go home in certain scenes.
Well, damn.
It's a shame, though, because there was a lot that was done right. And if this was done by another studio, maybe they could have actually taken a lot of these ideas and made an actually good movie instead of a bad good movie. And this kind of failed to be either. So I'm gonna do Out
of bombs?
Yeah. So for those of you playing at home, when you see a B movie or a movie that's like so bad it's good or like of that ilk, like a silly movie unintentionally. We do a scale that's different. It's out of 2 bombs. So I'm going to have to give this... should I give 1.5 out of 2 bombs? No, I got to do extremes, right?
Yeah,
We're doing
ahead.
out of bombs. I'm going to have to give this 1 out of 2 bombs.
That's not good.
And if we're doing regular scoring, I'll give it 2 out of 5.